Listen and respond. Your teacher will read out or play to you the passage, "The silent workers of land and sea." Listen carefully and then respond to the questions in the response sheet. The silent workers of land and sea. There's a well-said saying by Charles Darwin. That is, it may be doubted whether there are any other animals which have played so important role in the history of the world as have these lowly creatures. Earthworms enable farmers in effective plowing, manuring, and harrowing. They till the ground and create tunnels that allow air and moisture to pass through, which in turn helps in the healthy growth of plants. Tunnels store water that can be used by plants and also allow the air to pass, which causes the bacteria to break down the organic matter within the soil. After they digest their food, they produce excreta that is known as casting or vermicompost, which functions as a good soil conditioning material. It improves the porosity of soil and helps it retain moisture. These good friends of farmers and gardeners are killed in large numbers due to the pesticides used. The sea too has something great to offer: the phytoplanktons. It is an amazing fact that phytoplankton provides the most essential nutrients of any one food source on earth. It can heal and prevent disease through its nutritive and detoxifying properties. Phytoplankton are microscopic plants that live in the ocean. These small plants are very important to the ocean and to the whole planet. Obtaining energy by photosynthesis, marine phytoplankton contain an abundance of nutrients. Plankton supply about 90% of the oxygen on Earth and are the basis of all the life forms on Earth. These microscopic plants from the ocean are the best source of rare minerals and elements. The tiny phytoplankton also gobble up carbon dioxide to produce half the world's oxygen output, equaling that of trees and plants on land. Phytoplankton is the most complete health food known to humanity and a true superfood. Phytoplankton has sufficient nutrients to eliminate diseases, but their numbers have dwindled since the beginning of the 20th century. Are we responsible for this major loss to our ecosystem?